Hello everybody, welcome back. Andre here, and today I'd like to share with you something that I've been doing literally for decades, and it has helped me greatly improve my ear, as well as relate to what I play on the instrument at a more musical level instead of simply moving fingers. And today's video is very closely related to the one I published just a few days ago, and I'll link it above in case you missed it. And in that video we talked about the importance of a drone, a holding note against which we can contrast and compare every single note of the scale. For that video we used a Ragini, an Indian tempura machine. Those of you on my Patreon have access to some beautiful drones made with this incredible Moog 1, but you can of course come up with your own drones, and it's a pretty simple thing to do. But when I talk about this method, a question that I get asked a lot is, what if I don't have a drone at that moment? What if I have something in my head, or maybe a new scale, and I don't have a keyboard with me, or I'm not sitting in front of the computer? What would I do? And it made me think of something, as I said, that I've been doing for so many years, and it has served me extremely well. So today I'm going to share this little secret with you, and I hope you'll find it as helpful as I have. And here's the idea. When I play a scale, I'm going to play now a simple major scale, and I don't have a drone with me, so all I can do is just play the scale. I can try to be mindful of the root, or tonic, better said. I can even try to get to the tonic as often as possible. So now I'm comparing every note against it, which is a very useful thing that we talked about before on the channel, but it's still not the same thing. I'm not feeling immersed in the scale, because every note I play get a little lost in the midst of all the other ones. And so here's the trick I'm going to show you. There's a specific reason why I'm playing this major scale in the key of E, and a lot of you might have guessed it already, because my low string is an E, and I'm going to start using that as my drone. And now let's hear that major scale. You can already hear an incredible depth to the sound of each note now that is against its own tonic. If I were to improvise a little in this position, it would really help me get into the sound of the scale. Listen to the major 7. Right? It's very beautiful, it's really immersive, and it's a lot more interesting and fun to play. But let's take it a bit further. Let's now move to one of the modes, the Lydian mode. We're only going to raise one note. The fourth note gets raised a half step. For more on this, make sure you check out last week's video, but also this one. It has every single scale for guitar that you will ever want to learn, and it's certainly worth a watch, and you can get all the theory there. We're going to keep today's video short. So I'm going to raise the fourth note, the A. I'm going to make it A sharp, and listen to the contrast now. It's so obvious, whereas if I played it without the drone, or my fake drone, and compare it to major, it's not night and day, right? But as soon as I add that low E, major, Lydian, it's incredible. And then you can also use this for testing strange exotic scales. Let's say you hear about this scale called the whole tone scale, right? Whole tone, it's all whole tones. I don't want to learn it throughout the whole fretboard. I don't even know if I'm going to use it. So here's a very quick way of testing any scale, any sound you come up with. Let me just figure out the first 7 notes or 6 notes. And I can already hear the nature of the scale. If I know a little more, I can take it a little further into maybe 2 octaves, but you see how obvious it becomes. You can do it with anything, some more exotic scale. It's it's patent. It just jumps at you. Whereas if I again were to do it without the help of that low E, it would maybe sound a bit more confusing. I mean, the underlying nature of the scale is still there, but it's not the same. There's a lot of richness, there's a lot of contrast, there's a lot of context when you do it like this. And then of course you can take it as far as you want. You could actually play throughout the E major scale, for example. Just make sure you hit that low E once in a while. Okay, that would be a bit more all over the fretboard, and then switch to Lydian. But I can certainly play, if I know the scale, anywhere on the fretboard, just once in a while, hit the low E. Another thing you could do is maybe move it down an extra string and try it in A. That's my low A on the 5th string. All I have to do is start on an A. And practice my, in this case, Mixolydian. But again, it's always against. It's always against a drone. Now, if you go down to the D, you can certainly do that. It gets a bit short now, what I can do. Okay, and it's not really about doing it in all keys now. It's just to have something always there to help you out. I can't talk you into how important this is. I can't do that, and I'm not here to do it. If you can see how excited I am about this, maybe you'll be motivated enough to give this a try. It has really changed the way I interface with music, because the guitar to me was always a bit of a mysterious instrument, and this really helped me ground it into music. So hopefully it will do the same for you. If you've learned something today, please do consider liking and subscribing. I don't like asking for it, but in the end it's becoming so important on YouTube, and I do want my stuff to go out there and reach more people. So if you'd like to help me out, do hit those 2 little buttons there. If you want to go a step further, there's a Patreon link below. But no matter what you do, as always, I look forward to seeing you on the next one.